My name is Marsh and I live in Vancouver, Canada. I'm retired and I spend a lot of time volunteering for the local community theatre. My husband and I always meant to travel, but we never found the time to go away. Since he died, I've managed to go out on my own and quite enjoy it, although I wish he were here with me to see all these wonderful places. I went on this trip to Jordan because I've always been fascinated by the Middle East. And a couple of years ago, I was in Egypt, and a young Australian man was telling me about Petra, this wonderful place in Jordan. You had to walk through a very narrow passageway. He put it in such a way to make me think that because I was a good deal older than him, that maybe I couldn't do this, but I always liked a challenge, and I thought, oh, that could be interesting. So that's one reason that I really was drawn towards Jordan. I arrived in Jordan's capital city, Amman, and began journeying through the mountains into the desert. I was lucky enough to get a guide named Mahmoud as my driver. He came from Akbar and had spent many hours out in the desert. Where are we going now? We drove through the mountains, or jebels as they're called, and into the area known as Wadi Rum.
From Amman.
Mahmoud took me out to see some rock drawings, or carvings I suppose they were. This is wonderful scenery, Mahmoud. Can't believe it, all those cliffs up there. Absolutely amazing. Now what's here?
You see here some writings.
Oh, some writings on the wall, right?
This is Talmudian.
Talmudian.
Yeah, it's more than 200,000 years ago.
No.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, that's right. You see there, the camel.
Yes. What, that one's a camel?
Yeah, that's
and
one
a camel there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some kind of bird.
Oh, up
Yeah,
there at the
yeah.
top, those three there.
And
yeah.
there is a man who tried to hunt this bird.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I
that's,
see.
Yeah.
And what's this in the middle here?
It's a scorpion.
A scorpion?
Yeah,
Ah.
and to the right, it's a gazelle.
This one's a gazelle?
Yeah, it's a gazelle.
Gazelle were quite abundant in the area at that time, but they've been hunted out by the Bedouins quite extensively and only live up in the high reaches of the Wadi Rum area. The next day we went to visit the village of Wadi Rum, which is the largest village in the area. The Desert Patrol has a fort there, which is a bit like a Beau Geste fort. Most of the policemen are from the Bedouin tribes, and a couple of them were in the ceremonial garb, which is very popular with the tourists. So what's your camel's name?
Camel name's Samhan.
Saham? We're going to put this on the camel. One of the policemen, Sahil, showed me how to put the saddle on the camel. He made a lot of clucking noises. Is that Arabic for sit down? Isn't this amazing? He sort of folds up. That's great, isn't it? So, do you want me to hold him?
Problem.
He's got a problem.
Problem, you okay?
No.
Yes, yes.
All right. Is he all right? If I hold him. Oh, it's quite heavy, isn't it? Which way round does it go? The saddle consisted of quite a few layers. One was the two wooden posts where you sit between them and you hold on to the front one. And then there was something that looked like somebody's raincoat, a recycled raincoat, followed by the decorative trappings. These were made by the Bedouins. Some went on the front, some went on the back.
Okay. Now we're cooking with gas, aren't we? Now, I think this is the next one. Okay.
And then there was
These
the
are the
wonderful
saddle
saddle
bags,
bag that they put over sideways, finished
And
off
this
with a sheepskin, which prevented you being saddle sore and was very much like mattress cover that I have on my bed at home.
This dagger here. Can you take it out?
Sahil also showed me his Bedouin dagger that he wore. I imagine it's ceremonial.
Do you kill things with it? Like,
Yes.
yes. You do? I wonder what you kill. Oh, well, I don't think we're going to find that out. So, now, what are these tassels?
شراشب and Bedouin.
They're Bedouin tassels.
Yes.
Oh, they're lovely, aren't they? Look. Is this a real gun? Real?
Yes.
Bang!
Yes.
And these are bullets. Do you use these?
Sometime.
Sometimes you use them. And this is an insignia here. Is that, say you're in police?
Police Bedouin.
So what do you call yourself? Is it Bedouin police or desert patrol or desert police?
Yes.
Yes. Shukran.
One morning I was fortunate enough to accompany two of the Desert Patrol policemen out into the desert.
I wonder if they'll let me ride on their camels. Good morning. Ooh. Salam alaikum. Can you show me how to get on this camel? You put your left knee up there, hold on tight, you swing over. Gosh, that looks easy. And that one comes over there, just like Lawrence of Arabia. Okay, shall I try it? Do you think I can do that? Okay. Oh, now it doesn't sound as if the camel's very happy. Okay, left, up, 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Okay, hey, that's not too bad, is it? Then you sit down here. This leg round here. Yes. This leg over here.
Yes. Okay, good, very good.
Okay. It's not going to go, is it? Whoa. Do you think it likes me? I don't know whether I'm ready for this. Oh my goodness. Oh my. I didn't know it was going to happen that quickly. Oh my goodness me. Here we go.
It was quite a shock, but I got used to it after a while. You seemed to be so high up, but it gave you a wonderful view of the desert as we sailed quite majestically along. When I reached Petra, I was assigned a guide. His name was Harun. He was about 51, and he told me his wife was expecting her 9th child. He was very knowledgeable. He'd been there for about 30 years. We took horses down the Sikh, which is a narrow passageway and is the one depicted in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I remember this amazing scene of bursting out of the Sikh and seeing the treasury.
This is absolutely amazing, Haran.
The rose-red city half as old as time is the phrase that describes it.
up to the top there. And what's actually inside the treasury?
Inside the main hole in the middle, there are 3 separate small chambers being carved into the walls where they used to bury their dead by.
Oh, so it's a type of mausoleum, but with this amazing facade, you would think there would be something magnificent inside. And what are those marks down the
Those
side? They look like toe holes.
they were footholds, and that's what they use for climbing up or coming down. The laborers, when they finish the work for the day and they have to come down, they went to work by. They started from the top and they came down. So they slid themselves down with ropes from the top.
Yeah. And what sort of tools did they use?
They didn't use any metal tools to chip these rocks with, so it was completely done with the flint chisels.
The decoration is absolutely amazing, and how well preserved it is.
It's kept very well preserved because it's very well hidden.
It's sheltered, isn't it?
Yes.
After the treasury, Harun and I dismounted from our steeds and walked down another seek, but it was a wider one this time, with an old theatre on the left, and on the right some other temples. One was called the Urn Temple that we climbed up to.
Huge facade stones that we see from here were mainly carved into the rocks by the Nabateans because they meant to keep their royal families buried in one community, one family. So let's go walk up this way.
I hope this is not too steep, is it?
It's not too steep. Oh, there is a nice treasure.
What is it?
A coin from the Nabatean time.
No.
Yes,
Isn't
it
that
is
wonderful?
Nabatean coin.
Do you find many of them?
I do sometimes, especially if you come out here after the rainy day, when the rain stopped, and then you look around, you may find some coins like this.
So how old would this be?
This is about from the 1st century AD.
No.
It is, yes, because it's Nabatean coin.
So can I keep this?
Yes. This is
Oh,
a
that's
gift
the
from
nicest
me.
thing that's happened to me all day. Look at the ceiling up here. That's amazing.
Yes, it has this tremendous colours. And this is
What are these
like
black bits?
This is from the fire smoke. The Bedouins who lived here, they lit fire inside, and the smoke covers the walls like this. And that's the reason why the government had the decision to move them out in order to preserve the area more.
Wonderful place to live.
It's a
Yes?
very nice place to live, yes. And
So how did you know it was a church here?
but I found some old little Greek inscriptions painted on the wall.
Over there, yeah. So when was this inscription discovered?
In the last few centuries.
And has there been a translation?
Has been translated, deciphered that this building being used by the time when the Byzantine were here, 447 AD, this building being converted into a Byzantine cathedral.
I was fortunate enough to be introduced to a Bedouin woman and her son. The woman's name was Muhammad, meaning mother of, and Muhammad being her eldest son.
Salam alaikum.
Salam.
Salam alaikum.
They're very traditional in their ways. She'd had 10 children, although only the youngest was still with her. It was just the 2 of them living alone in the desert.
And what is your name?
Name Alush.
Alush. And this is your mother?
Yes.
Ah, shukran. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
4 sister.
4.
But brother 5. 1 2 ثلاثة أربعة خمسة.
Counting.
5.
5. So, and you, so 10 altogether.
Yes.
10 children.
10, yes.
Uh-huh. So, big family. Mhm, mhm. And your mother lives here with you? She lives in the tent?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you live in the tent?
Yes.
And she has sheep out?
Yes.
Yeah. So does she take them to the desert every day? What's every day? She goes today and Bukra
بكرة yes.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes. Yeah,
Arabic, good Arabic, yes.
Yeah.
And she goes by herself? Yes. Just her and the
Yes,
sheep?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes.
And what do you do?
You?
You?
Sleep.
Oh, you sleep. How old are you?
70.
Aha.
بس name mother
Yeah.
48, 9.
Is she? Is that
49,
all?
yes.
Yes. So I could come with her now, can I? And you're going to stay here?
Stay here, yes.
Ah.
Sleep.
Shukran.
Thank you.
You go and sleep. Yes? Well, we go and do the work.
She was quite an amazing woman. I think she was about 10 years younger than me, but she looked quite old, and she was referred to as the old woman.
So these are the goats over here, are they? It's a lot of them.
She lived very simply, with a herd of goats and sheep all mixed in together.
Okay. Right. Look at that coat on this one. That'll make a good tent, wouldn't it? Wow. Yeah, I bet you're hungry, aren't you? Little one, isn't it sweet? There. Are you all right? Or do you want some milk too? I don't have any to give you. You've got a mummy around here, have you? Yeah. All right then. Down you go. You're eating my backpack. This one's eating my scarf. You mustn't do that. So cute. This one wants attention now. Yes. So much excitement round here. I think they've got the idea now.
One morning we went out together to tend her herd of goats and sheep. We walked together up quite a steep hill where they were going to go and find food.
Yalla. I am learning a little bit of Arabic, aren't I? I know yalla and shwai. Slowly. We went shwai out there.
We shared some conversation together, although she couldn't speak English and I could speak very little Arabic.
Is this your wedding ring? Yes, on this hand? Your wedding ring? Yeah.
أبو محمد
Muhammad? Your husband, Muhammad?
سنتين يعني راح سنتين رحمة أبو محمد عند ربه
Oh, he died.
رحمة
Yeah.
أبو محمد
And when did he die?
بعد سنتين
2 years ago?
بعد سنتين
Oh.
راح عند ربه رحمة أبو محمد
You sad?
آه
Oh. And my husband, he died to say sana.
9 سنة
9 years ago.
9
Yes.
سنة
Yes.
We seemed to have quite a bond together, and after that, when we returned, she took my hand and helped me up the slope, and she seemed very happy to be with me. The young boy, Alush, is the only child living with Muhammad now.
The sand's all getting in my eyes. Oh, I know how Lawrence of Arabia felt out here in the desert.
He took me out one very, very windy day to see a map of the area as it was over 100 years ago.
get out of that window, Loosh. Have I got to get through here? It's pretty narrow. Wow. Isn't that something?
We had to climb through a very narrow channel or fissure to reach this map, which was on a very flat rock, and the wind was howling through a hole, so it was quite difficult to see it. The map was depicted by a series of holes showing the villages, of which there were about 150, with two larger holes showing the capitals as they were at that time. And there were also roads shown in the area. So it was quite an interesting map.
Going through over there? Yeah.
Uh-huh. On my last day, I couldn't resist going out one more time into the desert, just to see the expanse. The sand, and beyond that, these towering mountains, all in different shapes. There was a certain stillness and tranquility there. No one else around, just me. It was quite wonderful.
صلت 4 ركعات دعينا له.
I was very conscious as I traveled around how privileged I was to be living in North America. I saw how happy people were with very simple pleasures. They have their family around them. They have structured lives in a way, but they know exactly where they stand, and they care a lot for each other.